everybody. Hello, it's Thursday. And there's Bob back there. Can you see him putting stuff in the trunk? I had to pick up medicine and Bob got a couple of things at the grocery store. So I have the air conditioner on a little bit. It's not hot out, but it's hot in here. I don't get it. I mean, it's 70 something outside, which is hotter than it should be. Here comes Bob. I got the video on. You okay with that? There he is. He's putting his magic stuff on his hands. What's this stuff called? Purell Advanced Hand Sanitizer, whatever.
Hi, everybody. I've been itching my nose the whole time I was in there, but it was under my mask.
Yeah. What can you do? I got my water.
Well, that one old guy at the deli actually had his mask on all the way today. I was amazed.
Yeah, there was like two older ladies walking around with the mask under their nose. Like, part of me's like, why even bother putting it on? But well, I don't know.
The old guy at the deli, he has it below his nose, and sometimes he opens his mouth, and you can see his open mouth. Like basically, it's on his, it's keeping his beard safe, I guess.
It's
I don't
like a jaw thing.
Yes.
It's like his lower jaw.
Yes. Okay. He had it on all the way, including his nose today. I was impressed. I bet someone. I bet he got a talking to.
Yeah, I was watching some videos yesterday. I don't know why, because these are always cringy. The ones where they're showing what people call Karens. These women that complain about stuff that there's no reason to complain about because they want everything to go their way or whatever.
Yeah.
And well, some of them were men, actually. The one video I watched, there was 3 women and 3 men, and it was all complaining about not wanting to wear a mask in different places. And I just feel so bad for these employees. They're not making enough money to deal with this nonsense. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, like, some of them, the manager's not even there, so they have to deal with this. Why can't people just, I don't know what I want to say. Look, even if you don't think that the thing is real, one of the women said it's not real and nobody's died and stuff like that. We know people have gotten sick.
We know people who died.
We know someone who died from it, you know, early on even. And it's not a fun way to die. Not that there is a fun way to die. Maybe there is a fun way to die. Should I even say that?
There may be, but that's not that's not one of them.
Not being able to breathe? Oh my God, can you imagine how terrifying that is? But even if you don't believe that, okay? If you're going somewhere where the store policy, it doesn't even matter if it's a law or not. That store, the company owns that store. They can say if you're not wearing a shirt, you're not wearing a shirt, you can't come in. They could say that, which a lot of them do. If you're not wearing shoes, you can't come in, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they can say if you're not wearing a mask, you can't come in. Why bother these young people that are barely making any money? They want to deal with that. You know what I mean? I don't know. The people that you're arguing with in the store can't change the policy. You know what
All they can do is kick you out.
All they can do is kick you out. Oh my goodness. It's so hot in here, isn't it?
A little bit.
Oh. So Bob was asking me what I want for my birthday. Because my birthday's coming up. I don't know what I want.
You want a big wheel of baby Swiss, right?
No, I don't. Our youngest son asked if he could have a giant wheel of baby Swiss for Christmas. We were just looking at it. How much was it?
$212.
$212. I said he could have like a little hunk, maybe. Yeah. We'll take a picture of it.
Yeah, we'll give him a picture of the wheel of cheese.
Let that boy is so tight with his money. Let him spend some money. Let him spend $200 on a wheel of cheese.
It'll take him 10 years to eat that thing.
He'd have to have a cheese party to it's huge. Oh, are they about to go across the street with 2 wagons? What do they got in there? Oh, maybe it's their groceries.
Groceries from Aldi. They're gonna wait for their walk signal.
I was gonna say they could have went. They could have went during that last thing, but I guess they're having a chat over there. Oh, for goodness sake! So we might have make your own hoagies for dinner tonight.
Either that or the and I'm probably gonna make tuna.
So one of my sons has brought it to my attention. My middle son, as a matter of fact.
Watch this guy. I know you got the right of way, but I didn't think they're gonna.
They get what they get. One of my sons has brought it to my attention that in some parts of the country, if you say lunch meat, they think you're referring to bologna.
And he's probably right.
But when we say lunch meat over here, we're talking about deli meats. Yeah. We're talking about cold cuts.
And bologna counts.
Bologna could be one of those,
that, but it's not the only one.
But it's not the only one.
Maybe they grew up and the only lunch meat they ever had was their mom made them bologna and cheese sandwiches.
No, he said that they call bologna lunch meat and they call the other stuff like cold cuts or deli meats or something.
Okay.
Which is interesting because, any of those ones that have stuff in it that's like bologna, we call it loaf.
Yeah, I was going to say, so those loaves do have different names depending on where you are.
Yeah.
Olive loaf.
None of it's good for you, but...
Pickle and pimento loaf. See, I don't like pickle and pimento loaf, but I do like pickles.
Yeah, I like the olive loaf. Yeah. When I was a kid, we either had peanut butter and jelly, or tuna, or we'd have fried bologna. Or you could have bologna, or you could have fried bologna. We only had fancy deli meats, like if there was a party. That's the only time my mom would spend that kind of money.
Yeah, if it didn't come pre-packaged in the Oscar Mayer roll, we didn't have it in our fridge.
Yeah, that was for rich people.
Yes.
Oh, I'm spitting all over the place. We didn't have soda all the time either. We just had soda at parties, and it would be like the 2-liter store brand soda, which our store brand back then was no frills, so it was like white and black labels, so everybody knew you had the cheap stuff, and it did not taste good. Yeah. It was that high sodium.
There's one brand that actually said no frills on it.
Yeah, no frills.
The brand name was No Frills.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. They had that at Pathmark.
Pathmark, yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of Pathmarks around anymore. This is back when it was all like Pathmarks and Acme's around here, and something else like there was something near you. A&P. They all were grocery stores that had...
A&P's became Super Fresh.
They all were grocery stores that had unions,
Yep.
So a lot of the wives, they would get a job. This is when we were growing up. They would get a job at the grocery store because it was a union job, and then they'd have their insurance covered. This is how you got insurance back then. Because it was not easy to get insurance unless you had a fancy job or a union job. Yeah, if you
weren't government... or including like schools and things like that, schools were union. Most schools were union. Most teachers,
were
union.
They didn't make a lot of money, but they still got insurance.
They got benefits.
They got health insurance. Well, they have to pay for more. They have to pay for more supplies now than they used to. It's crazy.
Yep.
And it's crazy when you don't got a lot of money and you're sending your kids to school for the first time, and they're like, send in 5 boxes of tissues, send in this many crayons, and I'm like, yeah, I want to help out and all that, but when we were younger, we didn't have that kind of money. Oh my goodness. We had to go. I think one year we got one of those backpacks that had stuff in it for Bobby. Just one
the
year.
Charity thing?
The charity thing.
And we've done that a couple years.
Yeah, we've done that through his work.
Through my work. We did 2 years, I think.
Because the schools don't give them enough money for the supplies, so either the teachers are paying for it or the parents are paying for it, and not everybody has a lot of money, especially when you're young and you got young kids. Come on, you're already paying for tons of food. Kids will eat you out of house and home, man.
Yeah.
And diapers and milk and whatever. They're always falling down or hurting themselves. I'm talking about myself. I used to fall so much as a kid. I permanently had bruises and scrapes on my knees.
She got her tongue stuck in a swing?
I did not. But my mom never took us to the doctor. She used to just fix us up at home. She would like use these things called butterfly stitches. It was like a Band-Aid that had strings going through it.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
I do.
I had them on parts of my body that probably needed stitches. So I have like little Frankenstein lines in different parts. Hey, I'm alive. I survived. I survived. Did they do that to you?
You and me?
Did your mom put butterfly stitches on you?
No, we got regular Band-Aids.
No, I mean, yeah, you get regular Band-Aids for the regular stuff, but when the cut is too long. So when you hit, was that you that hit your forehead, or was your brother?
I was a kid, probably 3 or 4, and we were bouncing up and down. I'll tell the whole story. We were bouncing up and down on my sister's bed, and my mom yelled at us to knock it off, get off of her bed. So we did. So she and I went in and started bouncing up and down on my bed. Well, my bed had a wooden headboard, and I fell and hit it, and I cut my eyebrow so deep it had stitches on the inside under the skin, and then had more on the outside.
So they took
there
you to get stitches.
was blood everywhere. Yeah, I remember that. I remember being going to the emergency room for that.
Yeah, they didn't take me for anything. The one time when I cut my tongue, when I bit almost all the way through my tongue. For a long time I had a flap there. If you look at my tongue, I'm not going to show it, but if you look at my tongue, you can see a lump because some of it grew back.
She told me that story, and I always assumed that.
I
could
thought
just
I got
picture
my
her
tongue
hanging by the I heard his tongue getting stuck in the swing chain and hanging.
I was at the park with my mom, and I think I was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old, and I'm pushing the swing. I don't know why I'm pushing the swing, and I'm like, hey, Mom, look at me. And I turned my head and put my hand down, and the thing hit me in the face with my tongue sticking out. Because my tongue sticks out a lot. Especially when I'm thinking. Are you laughing at me?
I'm always laughing at you. That's why I
Oh,
keep you around. Comic relief.
Yeah, you're just so boring, you need me.
I know.
And I'm so exciting, I need some grounding.
Don't hit your boy.
What is he doing? What was he looking at?
I don't know.
He was like squatting in the driveway. I'm just telling them. All right, that's all we got for today. Sing us out, Bob.
Bye.
Boop boop ba-doop ba-doop boop 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 boop
Pop the
ba-doop
trunk.
ba-doop boop boop. Pop the trunk. Pop, don't pop the trunk, baby.